The following is intended for mature audiences only. Discretion is advised.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of We're Done Here pod. This week, we're here with the very funny comedian, I don't know, music producer, I don't know, but his name is Daddy. Give it up for Daddy.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so you're a comedian, but you do a lot of other things too.
Yeah, I do stand up.
Okay.
I make music.
Yes.
And I'm a filmmaker as well.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's called, Super Nigga? I don't know. Can we say that? Yes, we can. I always say that word.
We allowed.
Okay, we can say it.
Super Nigga is, that's the movie I'm making.
I like Super Nigga. Wait, I saw, so you did an event at Littlefield.
Yeah.
In the summertime. There was you showed us Super Nigga, right?
Yeah, I showed. So people always think I made the whole movie, and so they're like, "When you gonna put the movie out?" And I'm like, "No, we made the short film and as like a proof of concept."
Oh, got it.
And so now we're working towards making the full thing.
Oh wow! So it's gonna be Super Nigga's a whole thing.
It's a whole movie. Yeah, like I wrote the feature first, and then I made the short as like to pitch around and stuff.
That's so funny. I actually, so I can't wait for the movie. The Super Nigga movie to come out, even though I thought I saw it, the feature, but that was different. I don't know anything about filmmaking, so it's all very entertaining to me.
No, it's a whole ass process, and it's slow as hell, and then it moves very fast for some reason.
Okay, great. Well, yes. Well,
and it's stressful.
I can imagine.
Imagine being Spike Lee, making a movie every single year since 1981.
That's true, and half of them I don't even watch no more. No shade to Spike Lee. But anyway, so you do that. You also do the music.
Yeah.
What's the song called Coon?
You a Coon.
Oh, You a Coon.
You a Coon. Yes. Shout out to Coons. You know.
And I don't know about shout out to them, but
like Eric Adams.
Eric Adams is a Coon.
You know, hey,
he's a true blue Coon.
They're gonna be finding some Coon secrets in his devices.
I can't wait for that black man. That's the only black man I'm waiting for his downfall. Yes, Eric. Can't wait.
Sometimes you gotta root for your own downfall a little.
Yeah, because he got voted because he was a coon. Okay, so there's a theme with your stuff. It's very black.
Yeah, you know.
So where do you come from, Daddy?
I come from the blackest place ever. I come from Africa.
Where's Africa? Where in Africa?
I was born in Egypt, but my parents are from the Congo and Senegal.
Oh, cool.
The heart of Africa, the heart of darkness. And so, and then I traveled around a lot. Like I was born in Egypt.
Okay.
Then
they're racist over there, right?
Yeah, you know they.
That's what I heard. I heard on Instagram.
They don't want to acknowledge that the drawings are black people.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what they're so. Anyway, we'll talk about that. We were talking about shit about the Arabs last week, so let's not talk about them this week. I don't want.
We'll give it a little break right now.
Give them a break right now.
I'm just giving my support right now.
Yeah.
But so then I moved from Egypt to Ireland.
Oh, that's random. The Irish are my favorite white people.
It's the niggas of the whites.
Yeah.
They just can't say nigga though.
That's true. Give it up for the Irish.
Yeah, they were. We have a common enemy, the British.
Yeah.
The home of the racism.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So you lived in Ireland. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, 9 years. I was like. We were in the newspaper because we were.
As a black family?
Yes. They were like, niggas, front page.
Funny. That is very interesting.
Yeah, but it was. I feel like, I'm gonna try not to get into it too much, but I feel like when people talk, because people ask me like about racism over there, and I feel like there's like sometimes I'll be like, nah, it wasn't racism. Like you're excusing it. They just had never met a black person before. But it's like, nah, it was racism. And then it's like, or the way people think about like Europe as like, like it's glamorized. Like in the past, like James Baldwin and them were like in France and like getting away from racism and stuff.
Like, no.
But it's like, nah, niggas are still racist. They just talk about it's just nigga. They just say nigger in a different accent.
It's not institutionalized.
Exactly.
Like it is over here, so James Baldwin could walk into the front door. He didn't have to take a separate entrance.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Like we had institutionalized racism in America and Europe. I mean, they still have institutionalized racism, but different.
Yeah.
They didn't have Jim Crow, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of brings us to our topic this week.
But then I moved to Georgia. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
Which does bring us to our topic, too.
Oh, wait. How old were you when you moved to Georgia?
12.
Oh, yeah. That does bring us to our topic. Okay. Great. Now, back in the States where the racism is. So I think I told you guys that we are doing a series on racial trauma. I noticed recently that a lot of people of color, ethnic groups, LGBTQ groups, different religious minorities are just like facing a lot of trauma right now, it seems, on the internet. Also, hate crimes are up in the United States. Yay! So it's not in our heads. Yes, people of color, people who are different sexual orientations, people who have different religious affiliations are experiencing hate right now. And as a Black woman, I understand that brings trauma and how we deal with it. So I want to talk to Daddy about your racial trauma. Yeah. So let's deal with this in the next couple of minutes, right?
Dive in.
How was it like to be Black? No, I'm joking.
Tell us the Black journey in Ireland.
Yeah, tell us. Georgia. Let's start from there.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's the thing. Like, my childhood is very much because my dad would always ask me when I first started doing stand up. I'm a connected. When I first started doing stand up, my dad would always be like, "Why are you always talking about white people? Why? Like, can you talk about anything other than white people?"
Talking about white people.
Yeah, I'm like, why not? At the time, I was like, I didn't really have an answer. I was like, I don't know. I just talk about race and racism. I don't know. Like, I'll look at my first ever open mic like recording, and I was talking about race. And now when I look back on like my childhood, I'm like, well, no wonder you was talking about race. Thinking you were the only Black kid in Ireland. Then you moved to like Southern racist Confederate flags, Georgia. Like, it's like you are so aware
Were you not in Atlanta?
of race. No, I was like, at first we were living in Lithonia, which is like near Decatur. Like, that's why Lloyd be like, Decatur where it's greater.
Yeah, okay.
And so like we were living there, and that was like a Black area, right?
Okay, got it.
And then from there, we moved to Marietta, Kennesaw area, which is both are like outside of Atlanta, but like the suburbs. And the other one was like, so we went from like an all Black neighborhood to like hood adjacent neighborhood to like white like Confederate flags like on the back of the trucks and stuff.
Money?
What? No. Well, it was like, our house got broken into 3 times in 1 year in the hood. So we're like, all right, we gotta go. Niggas, it's been cool, but we got to go. And then we were like, okay, now we just gonna have Confederate flags waved in our faces.
Like, okay, let's see what the racist whites do. Yeah.
So it was just seeing different kinds of violence.
Got it. Yeah. No, I totally understand.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that's why I'm like, when I look at like my work and everything, I'm like, well, no wonder you talk about race so much, even outside of my work. It's just these are just the thoughts in my head all the time. Like, you understand.
No,
like,
I understand. As an artist, it's like, how am I going to cope with all this bullshit? I'm going to talk shit about you on stage.
Exactly.
And I talk shit about white people all day, every day. But, on stage specifically. Yeah. And, at work and, like, at home and in the street. Like, to my white friends, I talk shit about white people in front of their faces. I love doing that. And it's good. If you're cool with it. If you're not, then you're the problem.
Exactly. That's why, like, when people will comment on, like, my TikToks and stuff, like the angry whites are like, you hate white people. You have no. I bet he has no white friends. I can't imagine.
So many white friends.
I got white friends, and they also deal with the same shit. It's not like you're gonna be white and around me, and I'm gonna treat you differently. It's like I'm saying exactly what you see it online to your face, and ooh,
you good.
But yeah, so it's like. It's like the work and the conversation in your just everyday life is it appears everywhere.
No, that makes sense. So tell us about some experiences when you were younger, kind of growing up, either in Ireland or in the Deep South, and like how that, I don't know, anything stands out for you? Like, when did you first experience like racial trauma at a particular point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single day that I took a breath. So I'll start from the beginning. I always remember being a kid in Ireland, and at the time it didn't mean anything. But like not that it didn't mean anything, but you don't have the context, like I don't know, even just you're ignorant to race.
You don't pay attention to race when you're young.
It's like when do you learn that you're Black? And I feel like there's a difference between like when a Black person learns they're Black versus like when white people learn they're white.
Yes.
Like when you Black and learn that you're Black, it's like it's, you know, being other, like it's some situation that makes you, it's like you're other, you're beneath.
Yeah.
And with white people, it's not, they don't discover their whiteness in like, in the sense of like.
Some white people never discover their whiteness. They're like, oh, we're just people.
They just realized in 2020, oh shit, I'm white, you know? Like, so it's like, so for me, I always think of like, one time I was hanging out with this white kid when we were probably 5 years old or something. And we're just like in Ireland, just in a field, just hanging out, and I'm laughing at one point, and like we're just laughing about something, and he goes, "Oh, whoa," like freaks out for a second, like, "Hold on, wait," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Do that again," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, laugh, smile, and I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Your gums," and I'm like, "What about them?" They're the same color as mine. And I'm like, he's just freaking out. I'm like, what did you think? Like it's shit like that where it's like, I would never even say that to someone else or thing. And like, where does this come from for them?
No,
but
that's
like,
true.
it's like so it's like your trauma as a black person or as a black child is created by like white people's ignorance,
yes,
you know,
yes,
or
yes.
they know what they're doing, but like it's always some kind of like your different, like it's like just it's like you realizing that they didn't see us as the same kind of human being or anything.
Yeah, they weren't looking at it like you were looking at it. You're like, oh, we're all human. They were like, no, you're different, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me,
sorry, go
oh,
ahead.
no, you don't need to. I was saying for me in Astoria growing up, it was like being a black kid, because there's not that many black people in Astoria. I realized that like, my good friend would be like, oh, you can't come to our house because my dad doesn't like black people. So it was more like, in your face. So the Irish seem nice.
Yeah, no. But then that's the thing. And then like we were like that's why I say like the racism you're dealing more so with like classism and like just difference in it's just ignorance to your culture.
Yes, that makes sense.
Over time, as they get to know more and more black people, then they're like, oh, okay, like cool, we all the same.
Like,
whatever.
you niggas the same. Anyway, everybody, we're all the same. We like the same thing. No, that makes sense.
But they're still gonna be like, okay, you still gonna get called the N-word or something. Like if someone gets upset or whatever.
And then,
but like,
did you ever get the it's like, oh, those people, but you're okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got a lot of that, which I hate. It's like, no, bitch, I'm not the safe Negro. I'm the dangerous Negro.
It's like, I'm reporting everything you saying back to the squad. We coming to beat your ass tomorrow.
It's like, I ain't the safe one.
I definitely got that a lot, and then because my mom grew up in like traveling around Europe a lot, so like I feel like
as Africans do.
Yeah, so like my dad and her had like my dad grew up like poor in in Africa, and so they had very much different experiences. She was a lot more open to like Western culture, so I don't know. So it's like easier to assimilate to the two.
Got it. That makes sense.
But at the same time, it's like, no, nigga, we still niggas. So like, you know, don't feel comfortable and feel like you can say whatever you want. And then so I'll jump over to then coming to America, where like you get the ultimate wake up call when you like, especially moving to the hood where you like my brother and I, like we were obsessed with like Black American culture, and like we're like, oh my God, we about to be like we were so excited to live in the hood because like we just listening to rap music and like watching music videos in Ireland. Now we're like, oh shit, we about to be black. And so right, and then you realize, oh, you African, and then so
it's like, you African, nigga, African police badge. No, I'm African too, so I remember those things.
Which, you know, that's a whole other conversation. But for me, it was like coming to America and like being exposed, like learning about like police brutality and learning about and not even just that, but like then having like a black teacher for the first, like my first ever black teacher in 7th grade, and this was like a very like woke before what, you know, when people saying woke today, but like very much like a black teacher that was like, I'm gonna teach you guys like the curriculum,
the American,
but I'm also gonna tell y'all the truth, and like, you know, like really educate us. And so I'm like, it's like when Neo comes out of the Matrix and Morpheus is like, nigga, you a slave. Like, you thought you knew shit? And just like breaking you down. And like on the first day I come to class, he's like, they're learning about Egypt. And like, he's like, where you from? I'm like, Egypt. And he's like, y'all see this? This is what our ancestors were. So I'm like, learning, you know, it was cool to have like this black teacher that is like, I I don't know, just open up your mind to like,
no, for sure.
It's like some hotep shit at the same time, but at the same
No,
time,
that's just no hoteps.
but a lot of real shit and like, really educating us on like who we are.
Yeah.
And so especially in that environment where you're in Georgia,
you
we're
needed
like,
that.
yeah,
because you could have been a coon.
exactly, bro.
Imagine,
Exactly,
like a Clarence Thomas.
Bro, exactly. You in the state where like the Klan like was created, Stone Mountain, Georgia and shit. So like I feel like not to be a cliche, but it all starts. Education begins at a young age.
No, education. Your education does begin at a young age, and I like the fact that you brought that up because I do think there's a difference between like decolonized education. Because my mom gave me the Diary of Malcolm X when I was 10, but my dad's African. He's Liberian. He was on some coon shit.
Yeah.
Because you know how Africans do. They be like, I voted Republican.
Right, yeah.
It's like, nigga, are you?
It's
Like, you know what I mean?
Didn't the Liberians not fuck? Was it Liberia or Libya where they didn't fuck with African Americans?
Well, Liberia was colonized by African Americans technically.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I
But
knew
Libya, the Arabs are kind of racist, but that's a different story. We're not gonna talk shit about them again. Remember? I'm like, I'm gonna get banned off Instagram.
But in Liberia, didn't they give Michael Jackson? Doesn't he have a village named after him in Liberia?
He did make a song, Liberia Girl.
Yeah,
I was like, did they give that nigga?
I think I don't know if he has a village named after him or if he's like crowned like royalty there or something.
I don't know. He probably, Liberia, how Africans be doing shit like that. That's how African. Like, you come here with us. So that's interesting. So tell me how that manifests, kind of as it relates to your like trauma, like self-care. Because I remember, I don't know if you remember during George Floyd getting killed, and that was the impetus for me. I didn't realize that I had like this racial trauma. They said it's passed down to the ancestors, and we carrying black trauma in our bones, or what the fuck they say.
Yeah.
But like, when did it affect you mentally, and like, how do you deal with it mentally?
Man, it's funny. I feel like, I don't know. I'm like, because I think of like the times where I guess was when I started having the conversations around it was like I started, I think, in college, which was or even like a little before college. I don't know. I think like my last year of high school, for some reason, I had a early dismissal, like when you finish the day early. So I would go on like one day out of the week or something. And so for some reason, I just started going to the library and I would just read books in the back. Like I read the Frederick Douglass autobiography.
That's a great autobiography.
In the city, when he beats his slave master's ass and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that needs to be in a movie one day. That's
Revolution.
Yeah, that is my dream. But like, so I would go to the library and I was just reading and then eventually like going to college. And I think at the time when I was beginning film school, it was when you're having like all the Black Lives Matter protests that were happening in 2013 and 2014, and with Eric Gardner and everything. Yeah. And so I feel like that was a period where, okay, I'm alone in a new city by myself for the first time, like, not with my family. I'm beginning adulthood, and I'm seeing all this happening in the world around me. And I'm also starting to find my interest and voice as an artist. Yeah. So I guess I had like the outlet to just start having the conversation and question like, what the hell is all this? Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's like when you get to a year like 2020 and you're seeing white people just learn this shit, I was like, nigga, how? Like, I'm not even from this country, and like, why? Like, this, because sometimes white people look at me like, especially when they don't know that I'm like African, not African American. Yeah. They'll talk about like, oh, like I'll never understand, race, like the struggles of black people in America, like you, and I'm like, yeah, in a way, because like you're white and I'm black, like so automatically like, I can relate to African American quicker. But I'm like, but this is your country before it's even my country. No, that's true. They don't. This is your history. This is your like. But they don't. These are your people. Learn but they don't, the history. Yeah, that's and they don't look at it as like, okay, African American are like my people and like their history and their struggle. They don't look at it like that. Trauma like, is mine. It's other. Yeah. They're the mainstream. Everyone else is, even though they won't be the mainstream. That's why they're doing this weird
I don't know, the Republicans talk about the white replacement. I don't know.
No.
I'm like, y'all niggas is wild.
White people always feeling like they losing and getting replaced and shit, and it's like
because they guilty. Y'all niggas is guilty.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, so I feel like, so if you're white in the United States, you can basically isolate yourself and never talk to a person of color, whereas people of color never have that privilege.
Yeah.
We have to learn the white way.
You have to assimilate in some way. You have to navigate the white world to move up in
and
some
America
sense.
in general makes assimilation so important to the process, while, I don't know, appropriating culture. It's wild.
Yeah.
The American experiment is wild.
White people are like, you are not gonna leave us out of this, nigga. Oh, you thought you was gonna have your little kitchen over there? No, we got our hand in it too.
Yeah, so it's just like, when you think about it like that, yeah, a lot of the people are just ignorant, and the way our education system teaches a history that is a whitewash history. So you literally learn nothing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing when I go back to, when I think about Ireland and Europe, like how they say, there's no racism and, white privilege. White privilege is an American thing. But then it's like, well, nigga, all we ever learned about black history in Europe is Martin Luther King.
And Europe too?
And that's it. It's
Why
like
the fuck they always talk about Martin Luther King?
The colonization, they don't even get into the truth of colonization. It's just like, we went to Africa and we made some countries and had a little bit of like a kingdom there. And then we gave it back and that was it.
You didn't give shit back. In Liberia, there's a huge, Liberia produces like 80% of the world's rubber. I'm sure Congo, you niggas is blood diamonds. What you
and
niggas
everything.
It's
like, that's what they...
Isn't there like, no, that's a different country. But anyway, this is a genocide going on?
Yeah, in the Congo, a big thing is coltan, which is used for the chips to make you for your iPhone and everything.
And the Europeans still have their hand, their grubby ass hand.
Yeah.
They try, they be training that.
Going all the way back to King Leopold, so when they were
problem.
chopping black people's hands off, so working in mines. So yeah, it's there's a lot of history that is not being acknowledged.
So it sounds like you kind of use your art as a release. Do you do anything else to like just be like, because it's it's annoying every day. Honestly, a lot of white people lucky that we don't beat their ass every day. So how do you stop yourself from beating a white man's ass? Tell me, like, how do you do? Because I have to control myself a lot of the time. How do you do it? How do you like stop, not be angry and like more be like, I understand this person's worldview. They're not as, I don't know, they just don't understand a different perspective. How do you deal with that?
So you mean like when you're actually engaging with someone?
Or like just like self-care, just being black in America. How do you deal?
Man, it's a struggle. I feel like I remember I was living with my partner like 2 years ago, or no, last year. We used to live together, and I was laughing at like seeing me wake up in the morning. Like you wake up next to me, and I just got my phone out, and I'm just scrolling through like the internet, and I'm watching like some random like Black Panther speech back in the 60s, or like reading about Lumumba, and shit, and you're just like. You wake up and the first thing you take in is like history, which is cool, but then it's also more trauma. And you're just like, God damn it, white people, like you just wake up already mad at the world, like, God damn it, they doing it again. Or you get banned on TikTok or some shit for saying the truth. So it's like it's hard. I feel like I'm in a place in life where I'm trying to figure out like what are my outlets beyond my work.
Okay,
because for me it's like I do express, even outside of race, but like in general, I express out through my work more than anything else. Like that's
you really do.
That's my self-care. Like it's like if you want to know what's going on in my life, you just gotta look at my work at the time.
No, that's true. Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
But it's like, but I'm learning, that can't be the only way.
That can't be the only way. There has to be other ways.
Yeah, you have to, whether it's like expressing and having conversation and because I don't know, maybe because I'm the queerest, I rationalize my emotions more than just feeling them. And so I'm getting it. I'm trying to journal because I feel like
journal is good.
I feel like in the past I would only journal about like work stuff. It's like, okay, what's going on with Super Nigga? Like where am I at with like comedy and this and that? But now it's like, okay, no, like really break down like what do you feel? You know, like, how does this make you feel?
How are you processing this? Because black men die of like heart attacks faster and all this other shit. And the only thing they can equate
We've
it
surpassed
to
white men in depression.
Yeah, the only thing they can equate it to is the racism, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, we will die sooner. I don't know why black women be holding on so long, but like we be living longer than you niggas. So I find a lot of I do a lot of activism. For me, that helps. I work in the nonprofit sector, so I'm able to actively help communities of color every day. So I have embedded it in my work and like kind of like in my volunteerism and things of that nature. And now through comedy, I'm actually less angry at white people than you are through my comedy, because I do have those other outlets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good that you're kind of considering journaling and other things and kind of going through this journey about what else you could do.
Even like, even just what you're saying about like getting actually active, like, because I feel like that's like, even if you look at what's going on right now with like Israel Palestine, there's a lot of people that are gonna be posting, tweeting, but
they ain't doing shit.
What do you do beyond? Because it's like people feel the pressure to say something, which is like, I think you should say something.
But we ain't gonna hear from everybody.
But it's like, but do something.
Do something,
and like, and I just even lately, just when I was watching this documentary by this director Agnes Varda about like the Black Panther Party. It's like a 30-minute documentary, and you're just watching this, and you're like, oh, these are like 19-year-olds, early 20-year-olds who are making alliances with like the government in like Libya, in Egypt, with Cuba, and so you're just like, farmers, even. And even like Angela Davis recently.
Appalachia? That's what it's called.
So it's like I was listening to even Angela Davis talking about what's going on today, and like what's creating an actual movement for fighting for liberation of all people, as opposed to okay, we're all tweeting. Like, that's cool, we're making TikToks,
but
tweeting.
You're not. What are you doing?
But because that's like how you're saying. It does reduce the anger, because you're actually putting in work and you're seeing result. It's like, okay, let me channel the frustration into actionable items. So it's not just being pent up and you're just like spewing like, I'm angry, I hate white people, da, 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 da. It's like, okay, cool, I can acknowledge that, and now let's do the
Let's
work that we
together,
can,
because you actually need white people to solve racism.
Yeah, in a sense. Yeah,
so you have to work. Yeah, you have to all have to work together. You kind of have to come from a place of compassion.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you need white people. You also need them to acknowledge, to hold themselves accountable. Yeah, because it's like that's why when I would say like, white people should not fear being called racist.
No,
it's like,
because everyone's racist.
Yeah, you're gonna do some shit, but now it's like, how do you respond to that? Like, if you did, like, I'm not racist, and then you start getting mad because people, it's like, don't be so afraid of that word. It's like, you can learn, you can grow, you can, like, I mean, there's some things that are not redeemable, but like, for the most part, it's like, just acknowledge it and let's do the work. You do some work on your own. I don't want to educate you, but like,
nobody got time for that.
Let's move forward, and also help me put money in my pockets and help niggas out. But like, yeah, we all need to work together in a sense, but niggas also need our own spaces.
So we can feel, I get it. So we can feel safe. I love that. I love what you were saying. So like building community, but also making sure, I would like to also, because I've been in activism for a while, there is a self-care lens to that. Because a lot of people be doing like, you go into protests, you're out there, you're putting your body, your life on the line. You have to, there's some form of self-care. So what's up? You be dressing well. What other self-care you be doing?
I got into exercising, into like martial arts. I've been doing.
I can see you being a karate nigga.
I've been doing like Bruce Lee's like Jeet Kune Do. I got into that like over the summer. Okay. And because also Super Nigga gonna do martial arts.
That. Yeah,
but it's, for me, it's like, it's been fun to just do something that's you get away from all the work, you get away from the world. It's like an hour, just an intense focus on like, we're here,
I like that.
You take care of your body, you're exercising, you're moving, you're sweating. Because I would go through periods of life where I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna exercise, but then it'd be like a week, and then I stop, and then and I just was always like, I don't feel the need. But then doing this, it's like, it is like a discipline. It does also, help with focus, and just like, it's a meditation. So that's a way of like just calming down, and also getting the frustration out, like hitting a heavy bag and stuff. So yeah, that helps. And then I got into biking, and then I just ride around, and then take care of your skin.
You gotta get some good skin. Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Daddy, for kind of taking us through that journey with you. So, okay, we're kind of done with racial trauma, but it's a lifelong struggle. But is there anything like you're not done with? Like, what are you not done with?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess this kind of connects to there's two things. For one, I'll say just hip hop. I feel like
you're not done with hip hop.
I'm not done.
But you can be done with it.
No. Well, I guess because I was just thinking about like all this. Never mind. It's gonna be too depressing.
Okay. Don't be talking about Sexy Red neither. Everyone's talking about.
Well, I guess let me take a sip of water too.
Everyone's talking about Sexy Red hairs.
Okay. So I guess something that I'm not done with that's positive. Man, I'm not done with like talking my shit. I feel like people should. I know you said it should be something about pop culture, but no. But this is so important. I feel like, and I'll connect it to like even Tyler the Creator, like at his festival just recently, Camp Flognaw, talking about like how people criticize him for having like an ego. And when he explains the things he does in interviews, and he was like. They're like, he has such a big ego. Why is he said like he believes in himself too much. He's so cocky. And he's like, I am. Yes, the fuck I am. Like,
okay.
That's because I think, especially as black people, I think, and sorry to bring it back to race again.
No, you can do it.
It's hard.
That's what you be doing.
I can't not talk about race. But like, I feel like if you're black, especially in America, but just in the world, you should be talking so much shit. Like you should, or in your way. But like, I feel like we gotta
be
feel
unapologetic.
Ourselves. Yeah, be unapologetic. Like it is so dope to be black. We are creating everything. We are everything. So
with
it's
the
like,
pop culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of like pop is rap. Like Ariana Grande is. If you listen, if Migos had her songs. You would be like, it's a rap song.
We created every pop
using
form
their
of music.
ad-libs and
Yeah.
everything. So like, but regardless, even just society, we created society, Egypt. But like,
that's right. You keep talking about Egypt, nigga.
I gotta go back to my roots. But like, I feel like we have to talk our shit. You have to talk healthily and beautifully to yourself.
So you're not done with boasting.
Yeah,
you're gonna talk your shit.
Yeah, but in a wholesome way. Don't be a douchebag for sure.
Yeah.
But like, because I feel like we live in a world where if you're black, you are being produced with so many images that are meant to put you down.
Yeah.
And like whether even when you're like we say, when you're decolonizing your mind, it's easy to look at it as like, oh shit, damn, look at all that's happened to us. But then at the same time, it's like, well, we gotta build ourselves back up, No,
and like, that's true. That is true. That's true.
So yeah, I feel like people need to talk their shit and be loud and be black and be proud. I
love it. Yeah, I think that's a great place to end the episode. Thank you so much, Daddy.
Thank you.
Okay, great. That's been another episode of We're Done Here.